How you doing, Mr. DJ? Resuming countdown of my fantasy playlist, July 15, 2007. This song, exclusively a hit in England. I want to introduce this record to the American audience. This was a hoot. This is probably my favorite song on this entire fantasy playlist. Scooch! Flying the Flag at number 4. Scooch from England. Alright, first off, this is just great bubblegum. Dance bubblegum music. It's got that flourish. It's so imaginative. I like the airplane theme. And the guy comes in. It's Russ Spencer comes in, the captain, and makes the announcements. And then you got the women who are stewardess, and there's David DeCoste, who goes around with the condiments or something like that. It reminds me a little bit of that song in 1967 by Rose Garden, Next Plane to London, which was a hit here in the States. Next Plane to London had that great sound effect at the beginning of the song with the guy making the announcements of the airplane about to leave. And this song's got kind of a similar vibe to it. But anyway, this song was in the Eurovision Song Contest in 2007. It was 22nd of 24 entries. I believe it was the 19th song to be performed, and got about 19 points or something like that. The group consisted of Natalie Powers, Caroline Barnes, David DeCosse. I believe that's how you pronounce his last name. I looked up the French pronunciation of that word last night, and Russ Spencer, and went to number 5 in England. It was released as a download before the Eurovision Song Contest. The song was written specifically for the Eurovision Song Contest. This was certainly not the first contest they had entered. And this group, this is great. Mike Stock. And what's that other guy's name? I always forget his name. Bear with me. Mike Stock. Big Mike Stock and Matt. Yeah, Matt Aiken. Stock, Aiken, Waterman. These two guys, major producers. They produced hit records for Bananarama, Rick Ashley, Dead or Alive, and numerous others, especially in England and Europe. They were they were auditioning for a pop band, and they assembled this group. And they called themselves Scooch because, well, it's kind of when you move on a bench or something like that. Somebody says Scooch, move over. So that's how they got their name. The band initially was low key while they developed their sound, their persona, etc., etc. And they appeared on a BBC radio show. It was a BBC One. It was called Live and Kickin' in 1999. It was a contest. They went up against a boy band called Glitterbug, and they won. Their first single was When My Baby. That was their debut single. More Than I Need to Know went to number 5. That was a big hit for them in England. And The Best Is Yet to Come went to number 12 in Britain as well. They toured with Bewitched. Remember Bewitched? C'est La Vie. God, that was a lovely record. Charming group. C'est La Vie, I believe was the name of the record. Could be wrong. And Blame It on the Weatherman back in 2000. Toured with Five, the boy band Five. I'm trying to remember a song they did that was a hit here in the States. These groups were not as big here in the States as they were overseas in England. If you're watching this video in England, you'll probably remember Five and Bewitched. When the Lights Go Out, I believe I remember by them back in 2000 or 2001. Five, they toured with them, and they broke up. But they got back together for this record. And well, the Eurovision Song Contest in 2007 was held in Helsinki, Finland. By the way, Natalie Powers, she was an actress. She played the youngest orphan in the hit musical Annie. She was 6 or 7 years old. Well, anyway, number 4. This there's something majestic about this record. It's just all encompassing. It just kind of sucks you in like a whirlwind. And it's one of the what's satisfying to me about this record. It's lighthearted. It's bubblegum. It's got some sexual innuendos in there, but here's the beauty about this. On a bubblegum record, you can insert these comments, these lines that may be raunchy in other contexts and other contexts, but in a bubblegum record or in a just a great pop confection like this record, it just sounds like, well, this is a hoot, man. I like it. I wish there was more I could say. I'm thinking ABBA on this record, Flying the Flag. God, it was such a lovely song. Well, if you're watching this video here in the States, I don't know if it's on Spotify, but you could watch the video. There's several videos on this on YouTube. Flying the Flag by Scooch on my fancy playlist, July 15, 2007. It's at number 4, up 3 from number 7.